Halfway through my gardening makeover project, I was ready to walk away. I had enough. But the beds were unfinished. The pavers were stacked in piles all over the yard. The soil was disrupted, and the pressure of completing the project began to weigh on my shoulders. The progress felt invisible. Exhaustion makes you forget what God's already done in our lives. Exhaustion will make you think that you're out there all by yourself, all alone, with no one who can help you understand your situation. The same happens in normal gardening. The soil always looks worse before it looks better. What you can't see is what's happening deep beneath the surface. All it takes is a little patience and a little bit of perseverance. And before you know it, the garden is sprouting all over the place. When pressure builds long enough, it doesn't just wear us down physically, it begins to distort how we see everything around us. The human part of this verse is that Elijah didn't hide his despair. He cried out to God in anguish because he felt tired and exhausted. Elijah's words are raw. I've had enough. That's not rebellion. That's just pure honesty. Pressure stripped Elijah of his strength, his confidence, and his sense of perspective. And what was left was nothing but a cry for help. Pressure doesn't create weakness. It exposes your weaknesses. But exposure is not meant to hurt us, to shame us. It is only meant to lead us directly to God. Elisha didn't numb his pain with scrolling on social media, excessive online shopping, or watching porn. Elijah didn't pretend that he was fine when everything around him was crumbling. He brought his exhaustion to the Lord. Elijah's lowest moment became the doorway to God's provision for his life. That's perseverance done the right way. God allowed Elijah to speak his truth honestly, and then God brought help through the angel. Pressure has a way of making us question the things that we never doubted before when we were rested. It can make faithful obedience feel foolish and long-term commitments feel optional. When pressure builds, we start to rewrite the story and we forget what God has already done because we are focusing only on how tired we feel right now. But Scripture reminds us that exhaustion is not a sign of failure. It is often evidence of faithfulness. Pressure doesn't usually tell us to quit everything, but it does tell us to quit what matters the most. It whispers that obedience isn't worth the cost, that perseverance is pointless, and that relief is only found when we walk away. But the presence of pressure doesn't mean that God has stepped back. It often means that you're standing right where obedience has placed you. And that's when pressure does its deepest work, by revealing what we rely on to keep going. Now, some of us, we're exhausted because we've been trying to persevere alone. And pressure always has a way of revealing what or who you are truly relying on. Where are you feeling the pressure right now in your life? Is it in your marriage? On your job? Raising your children? In a relationship? Are you feeling tempted to quit something that God hasn't released you from? If so, I want to encourage you today that pressure is not always a sign for you to walk away. It's a signal for you to lean in. Pressure doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that the work you are doing matters. And God will help you in the pressure, not after it.